So hello everybody and welcome, my name is Soulsborne Pooley and welcome to part 2 of my fully complete and commentated playthrough for Dark Souls Age of Sunlight. Just to recap what we've done so far, we've just defeated the Capra Demon and then we've just been given the key to go down into the depths. But before we do so, there are a few things that we probably need to do first, and one of which is to go and talk to Lautrec down there. Just because we weren't able to catch up with him in the... So as you can see, he drops a different item this time round, as opposed to, I think it's a sunlight medal or a humanity he gives you, I believe, in the original game, but in this he gives you the sewer chamber key.
I am grateful to you for freeing me. Not enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now.
Now, as mentioned in the previous episode, Age of Sunlight has made a few adjustments to the game's balancing. One of which is that if you knock Lautrec off the cliff here to get the Ring of Favour and Protection, you won't actually obtain the ring at all. The only way you can obtain the ring now is to complete his quest line, so we have to let things play out in terms of the main story. Don't try and kick him off the edge here because you won't get access to his ring, so you'll only be able to get it till much later in Anor Londo, so don't... Make sure you leave him alone there. Right, so we need to go just a little bit into the depths first, and the reason why is because we need to actually pick up a very special ember, and this ember will actually give us the ability to create raw weapons. Now, just like in Dark Souls 3, raw weapons do not have any stat bonuses, but they do increase base attack power of a weapon, so they're really good for starting builds that don't have a lot of strength and dexterity to take effective parameter bonuses. So we are going to be going and getting that now, and then we are going to be creating quite a few raw weapons just for when we're down in Blighttown, just so we can put a few more stats into our vitality, our endurance, and possibly faith as well, just to increase our survivability. But raw weapons, as you'll see, they are very powerful, particularly at the start and up until the mid game, as you'll see very shortly. They I think personally they're a little too strong, but you'll see soon when you see the numbers a little bit later on. Just make sure if you haven't already got so already, and you need to go down into, when you're going down into the depths and into Blighttown, just make sure you get some purple moss clumps off that undead merchant there, because the last thing you want is a way that you can't treat poison when you're down in Blighttown, because it will whittle away at your health slowly, and if you haven't got a way of curing it, then you're going to be in deep trouble. Right, so let's open the door to the depths. We're not going to go down too far. The only thing that we're after is the ember that I mentioned. And this ember is actually in the very same spot as in the original game. In the original game, this actually enables you to raise your regular equipment to from +5 to +10. In Age of Sunlight, this just bestows the ability to create raw weapons, I think. I think it might... No, I think it might... Maybe you attempt... Maybe it allows you to take it up to +5, I can't remember. Oh, careful. I'm just having a look and seeing if I've got any copper coins, just because... Oh. Not paying attention to my surroundings. Just because there's quite a few hollows here with a torch, and as mentioned earlier, I really want a torch. just because it will make life a little bit easier when we're going through the Tomb of the Giants a little bit later. But I haven't been lucky so far in regards to getting one to drop. There's one. About blooming time. Oh, goodness, that did a ton of damage. Yeah, I need to be a little bit more careful here. Oh, there's Crystal Lizard over there. Oh, there's a raw titanite gem. Am I going to get ambushed here? Ah, and another torch. It's always the way, isn't it? You spend ages trying to get an item and then two come at once. There's the butcher. Might switch to the Morning Star here and go for bleed. Yeah, bleed's effective. Right, let's go and quickly save Laurentius in here. Very important if you want to learn pyromancy. Make sure you roll through the barrels, don't hit the barrels. Otherwise you'll lose access to pyromancy.
Thank you. I would have been a supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shudder to think. Thank you. Thank you dearly. I am Laurentius, of the Great Swamp. I will not forget my debt to you.
Lovely. Now pyromancy... Oh, there's a hidden treasure chest over here. This wasn't in the original game. Bursting Fireball. And this is a pyromancy that wasn't in the base game either. Let's have a quick read of the item description. So you need 13 intelligence and 13 faith to use this spell. Advanced pyromancy of the Great Swamp. Hurls a fireball that splits and spreads out. A rare technique that undergoes change after leaving the caster's hand, making this a spell renowned for its difficulty. I was just about to say, pyromancy is the spell group that's been changed the most in this game. In the original game, it didn't actually require any stat points in order for it to be effective. You didn't need to have any points in intelligence or faith in order to make your pyromancies effective. All it was just the power of how leveled up your pyromancy flame was. However, now it follows is Dark Souls 3's philosophy when it comes to pyromancy, and the fact that you need to level up both your intelligence and faith in order to make your spells more effective. There are exceptions, I think. With the chaos spells, I don't think you need intelligence or faith to use them, but having intelligence and faith, having both of them higher, will benefit your pyromancy, so it's nowhere near as overpowered as what it was in the original game. Right, so Just got to take care of this butcher here and then we can get to the ember. You can parry her. That red hook that she's got, if she hits you with that, it actually acts as a throw, so make sure that you don't get hit by that even when you're blocking. I just circle straight for and go for backstabs personally. It's the safest way to deal with her. So if she hits you with that red hook, even if you've got your shield up, it does count as a throw. So just be careful. And then we've got the raw ember. And now we need to go and give that to Andre. So let's homeward bone back. Not ready to explore the rest of the sewers just yet. Has Laurentius made it back? Yes, so you can go get a pyromancy glove from him, it might as well.
Well, I see you made it out. Yeah, I made it out safely too. I have my pyromancy of the Great Swamp, so I can usually manage with a bit of care. Oh yeah, by the way, I can send spells with you. I think you have a knack for it. All you need are the materials. I'll be pleased to help you out. Unless you find the magic's unsavory. Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure that they'll be of some use, some assistance. Here, first take this.
You don't need to have high enough intelligence or faith. He will give you just the pyromancy flame regardless of how high those stats are.
A flame from the Great Swamp. Now you're a fully fledged pyromancer. Well, let's get started right now.
You can also increase your the pyromancy flame to make it more powerful. Note that it will take a lot more souls and also some titanite shards as well in order to improve the pyromancy flame. So it's a lot more of an investment than what it is in the original game. So make sure if you are going to be a pyromancer, stock up on your titanite shards and your souls. You also just sell some chaos titanite gems as well. And in terms of new spells, there is a new one here, and this is Scorching Weapon, and this actually isn't available in the original game of Dark Souls, which I thought was a bit strange, given how faith and sorcery have ways of buffing your weapon with magic or lightning damage, but no, there wasn't actually a spell for pyromancy to do that until now. Pyromancy, not native to the Great Swamp, boosts right-hand weapon with fire. In legend, this pyromancy is said to have originated in the middle of battle, purely as an accidental force of combustion while armed. However, efforts to prove this have all been futile, calling into the question of the legitimacy of this tale and irritating local blacksmiths.
Goodbye then. Be safe, friend. Don't you dare go alone.
I really must say that Modorf was... I really love the fact that, especially with some of the item descriptions, it really does seem like it does fit into the original game, just with some of the lore explanations of a few of the items. So, yeah, I really do think he should be complimented on that. Because reading that description, you would think that was going to be in the original game. Anyway, let's go and see Andre quickly. We will probably need to purchase another broadsword and another bastard sword, just to purely make these raw. And then we can save these weapons for when we've got the stats to make the most use of them. So we'll get another broadsword and we'll get another bastard sword. We might as well take this Phantom on just because he does drop quite a few souls, so... I think I went a bit crazy with the R2s then, never mind. Didn't have the stamina to block. Titanite shard, nice. another change. I know another change. Another change in this mod is that all of the coloured titanite, such as red titanite, green titanite, all of that has been taken away. It is just titanite shards now. Large titanite shards, all of that. It's all one upgrade material now. So that you don't have to worry about finding red or green or blue titanite shards. That they're all the same now. Just to make upgrading your weapons a lot more simple. Let's just give ourselves some souls, just because we're going to do a bit of purchasing here. But you'll see just how good raw weapons are at this point of the game. We can actually make our torch raw as well, so it's actually quite a useful weapon as well.
Why, that's a fine ember you have there. I could smith some mighty weapons with one of those. Why not lend it to me? Magnificent! You won't be disappointed. I can hardly wait to get started.
Right, so let's get another broadsword and another bastard sword, and then let's get them upgraded. We've got four titanite gems that's raw, which is great. I only thought we had one for some reason. But as you can see, it does get rid of all of the stat bonuses, but it does confer a massive attack power boost. And it can also be upgraded further. I think it's till about +5, I believe. So raw is very, very powerful infusion at the start of the game. So let's make our new bastard sword raw. And then let's make our new broadsword raw as well. And then to reinforce it, we just have to use titanite shards, which we can get from Andre. But just to compare, 125 plus 23, so that's 148 attack power. And then the broadsword +1, if we upgrade it, is 154. And that's with one upgrade. So as you can see, raw weapons are definitely more powerful at this stage of the game. Right, so now our bastard sword's at +2. Could upgrade our armour.
Don't get yourself, knight.
Right, so let's test out our new weapon then. So for attack power, +3, 169. With the raw bastard sword +2, 246. Massive jump in attack power. So we will equip the raw bastard sword. You can also put a raw gem onto shields as well. It actually increases the block efficiency of them as well. But it does, I think, lower their stability. So there is a drawback to it. But anyway, now we're going to head into Darkroot Garden. I think we're ready. Now that we've got a decent weapon. There is a Titanite demon down here, so we'll... I'm not sure what element he'll resist. We'll go with the gold pine resin just to take him on with. Even though he shoots lightning at us, I think he is still vulnerable to lightning. Yeah, that's a much better attack power. Just be careful of when the Titanite demon jumps back, because he will try and hook you. He does have a couple of grabs as well, which will do a lot of damage. But with a gold pine resin and this raw sword, that made very quick work of him. Right, it's time to venture into Darkroot Garden. We will go and deal with the Moonlight Butterfly first. Great thing about Darkroot, you can get a lot of moss from the Ents as well. And one of the new items that they drop is a moss fruit, and what moss fruit actually does, it increases your defences. It's a consumable that increases your defences, so they're a really good source of getting some good consumable items. One of the reasons I waited to not come into the garden straight away at the start was because the stone guardians are actually a lot more powerful. So we needed a bit more of a hard-hitting weapon if I was going to break through their defences. Now, if you've got the spell Spook, if you've selected a ninja or a sorcerer and you've got the ability Spook, you can actually jump off this ledge here, and it serves as a shortcut. It won't actually kill you. What Spook actually does, or is it Fall Control? I think, in this game, I think it's called Fall Control. What you can actually do is jump off the edge there, and it won't actually kill you. You can do a massive shortcut there. But for a standard character like me, who doesn't have any sorcery, then yeah, it's a death sentence. So don't do that unless you've got the sorcery to do so. And then this bonfire is still here, the hidden bonfire is still here, all the same. There's quite a few red phantoms in this forest. And they're actually tougher than the standard stone guardians, so you definitely don't want to make sure you come down here unless you've got a really good weapon. Just like with knights, as I mentioned in the previous episode, if you've got a really good strike weapon, such as a mace, club, or a morning star, and you've got it quite leveled up quite a bit, it'll make short work of the stone guardians. But as you can see, there's a lot of them, so we are going to have to try and kill them or whittle them down one by one. Let's come over here first and let's open up this shortcut. I think that there is a... Oh, that got their attention. Lucky. Right, let's see if we can take him out quick before the other one comes. I think we've missed our window. Just want to see what one attack does. When they cast that spell, it's a spell called Tranquil Walk of Peace. What it will actually do is slow you down if you're close to the knights. So as you can see, it will drastically slow you down. So try not to get caught by it if you can help it. I think it lasts about 10 seconds. And there's a third one. Lucky me. I just want to see just how much damage a normal swing does. Yeah, we're getting pushed all the way back here. Yeah, not very much. 131. Goodness, they are pushing us all the way back to the start here. Okay, so we're going to have to try and get around. We'll re-sit down at the bonfire. And then we'll rethink our strategy. See if we can run round the Stone Guardians if I can help it. But we need to open up this shortcut here. Oh, don't tell me the Ents are following us as well. Oh dear. The whole forest is out to get me. Been grabbed. If you do get grabbed, you can actually reduce the damage if you mash L1 and R1. If you don't mash, it'll actually do a lot more damage. Oh, come on. Can you please let me past? I just want to go and get a nice ring. That's all I want. Not going to make it easy for us. Okay. Yeah, we really have been bottlenecked here. We're going to have to... They're being very good bouncers, I have to say. Right, that's one down. Hopefully it'll be worth it. Our stone leggings. Right. I think we got the other one after us as well, so let's see if we can get past him. Let's just leg it. Luckily we haven't got to stay here. Just hope I don't aggro them all the way down here. Goodness, they are after me today, aren't they? Okay, well, the item that we're after, we'll probably have to come back a little bit later if we want to clear out all of this area of the forest, but the item that we're after is up here. And Dark Souls veterans will know exactly the item that I'm talking about. Very, very important item, which is the wolf ring. Right, we need to do a running jump off here. Make it. That was close. Forgot I was a heavy build there. I didn't know if I was going to make the jump. But we have got the wolf ring. One of the special rings granted to the 4 Knights of Gwyn. The wolf ring belongs to Artorius, the Abyss Walker. Artorius had an unbendable will of steel and was unmatched with a greatsword. So, in the original game, the wolf ring would bestow a flat 40 poise on your character regardless of what equipment you had. In this, they have nerfed it slightly, so it will increase your poise by 2/3. So whatever your poise is, it's 66% more. So we've gone from 36 to 60 now. Right. I'm not going to give up here. Right. Let's see if we can take it. Oh, God, there's two of them. Grumpy today, aren't you? Someone woke up the wrong side of bed today, I think. Yeah, I've never known these guys be so aggressive. Yeah, this is where magic would really come in handy against these guys. Now, if I can just deal with one, that's fine, but... Missed. I think that sword has got a little bit of magic damage on as well, because even though we're perfect guarding, it's still taking off little bits of our HP. Yeah, a little bit. Right, that's another one down. Forgive me for how long it's taking whoever's watching this, but I wasn't expecting this kind of reception, but yeah, these enemies are out for blood today. Right, so now the red phantoms are down. Phew, that's close. Right, so now we can explore a little bit of this area. Let's go after the crystal lizard to start with. Probably going to regret this. Probably going straight into a trap. Crystal titanite gem, nice. And you can probably guess that's for sorcery, or, well, enchanted weapons. Right, I think... Lost my bearings. Yeah, we don't need to go down there. I know there's a weapon around here. I think it's the partisan, if memory serves. I think it's just down here. Watch out for that lizard on there. If you manage to get an egg on your head, a little bit later on, you can actually get a parasite that will latch onto you and bestow an egg on your head. Those lizards are a really good way to cure you of that condition. So if you do get an egg, vermifuge, they're really good to hang on to. But we have got ourselves a new weapon. Let's have a quick look. This is the partisan. Spear with blade attached to broad point. Boasts long reach and can slice. The wide range of the spear makes it adaptable to many situations. Its strength lies in its length, but in cramped quarters this backfires, and its slices ricochet off walls. So this spear with its R2 does have a wide sweeping attack, just like with the broadsword, and also with the bastard sword. So they're really good for. It's a really good spear for crowds. But it's not good in tight spaces, as the description accurately says, because you're just going to keep hitting a cramped wall if you try and do your R2 attack. So it's good for open spaces, but not good for cramped spaces at all. More stone leggings. Trying to do a jump attack. Let's just whack him the old-fashioned way. I got another one. I can give one of them to Snuggly, actually, see if they give me an item. The crow gives me an item. Yeah, I should probably two-hand my weapon against these guys. Might need to switch to our shield here. And just like in the original game, this item appears quite well guarded. You've got some Ents and some Stone Knights here. And there's the Elite Knight set. I imagine it's going to be superior to the fluted set, but I've got any way of thinning out the herd here? Not really. It's one. Could use the crossbow here. Well, I did nothing. I haven't upgraded the crossbow. There we go. On guard, knight. As you can see, that miracle is very annoying. Yeah, you can actually learn the miracle yourself. I think you can learn it from the catacombs, but it used to be really good for multiplayer. Just because you could stop a lot of your opponents from rolling around. Right, so I think we've cleared out the forest now. Actually, no, we haven't. We'll go back and we'll go back down to the bottom. Actually, now that we've got rid of most of the red phantoms here, I think we're in a position to take that Stone Knight on. Not this one, but I forgot about this one. Got a bit too trigger happy then. Well, they are wearing through my Estus slowly. Just thinking, are we going to have enough to take on the Moonlight Butterfly with this? No, I think we'll be okay. I think, providing that we've got Beatrice as a summon, I think we should be okay. Yeah, this is the other. This is the last. Oh, there's another one alive over there as well. Had to be 2-on-1, didn't it? So we'll take out the weaker one first. He caught us. God, I thought these enemies were annoying enough in the base game. They're even more annoying now. Yeah, if when you're under the effects of this miracle, do not try and roll, because if you do, you'll be stunned. So just stand your ground and guard. Try and perfect guard if you can. With their really slow attack speed, it should be quite easy to perfect guard. But just make sure you don't get too greedy with your hits like I have been doing. So, Stone Great Shield. Stone Sword. I think we got the entire set, I think. Oh, wow. We really did get the entire set. We'll have to have a look at that in a minute. There isn't anything really here else worth getting. There's a couple of items, but we got the most important item, which was the Wolf Ring. But we might as well finish this area off. And then it saves me having to do it again later. These toads, oh god, poison. Good job we got some moss. Oh, hello, I didn't see you. God, this just gets better and better. Yeah, this is a bit more difficult than I remember. I didn't see that Stone Knight. I thought we were finished. Some items here that I've missed as well. Oh my. Almost broke through my guard then. Die. Oh, I almost got poisoned again. I've got to mention at the end of my last episode, I did actually go and get the repair box and the bottomless box. I didn't actually include that in between this and the last recording, just so I can organise my equipment a bit better. So we have got the bottomless box and the repair box. Just because I was getting quite a lot of weapons that I really didn't need. Yeah, this area of Darkroot is much more difficult with the Phantom Stone on. And then as soon as I go and sit down at the bonfire, they'll all respawn. Lucky me. But luckily we haven't got to come through here again, providing that we go and grab the items. I've got one more of those toads to deal with. I really should have upgraded my crossbow. But these toads are a really good source of green blossom if you ever want to go and farm some. I think that's everything. Right, question is now, do I have enough resources to take on the boss? and with 8,000 souls it's a bit risky. The Moonlight Butterfly has been changed. The butterfly doesn't spend as long in the air. It will come down more frequently, but it does have a lot more magical attacks to contend with, so I think the fight is a little bit better. It's a lot more active than it was in the original, where you're just waiting around, waiting for it to come and rest. Right, well, this all hinges on whether I can summon Beatrix or not. If I can't, the summon sign's usually here, and for some reason it's not. Which means we're going to have to fight the butterfly alone. We'll go back and rest at the bonfire, and then we'll just have to run all the way through. Got to mention as well, I've also included a death counter at the top right hand corner of the screen, just because I forgot to do it in the original, the first part. Why can't I sit down? Thought for a moment there was an enemy nearby. Right, we've got a bit of a gauntlet to run through here. This is going to be interesting. Come on, Mike, run, 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 run. That's it. Made it to the butterfly. And you'll see for yourself that I think that this boss is definitely done for the better. I just hope I'm prepared. Haven't really got any magic reducing equipment on. Yeah, just come out of the way, just because it will do an area of effect explosion, and I didn't really have enough stamina there to swing on him, so we'll back away. He does have a Moonlight Orb attack, which is very similar to one of the attacks that Renala uses in Elden Ring. This attack here, it's very, very slow, but it's incredibly powerful, so definitely get out of the way of that. Time to leg it. Yeah, but I think this was probably the most boring fight in the entire base game. But I think in this version, I think they've done it much better. I think it's a bit more involved, rather because in the original you're just waiting around a lot, just waiting for the butterfly to land, and there's really not anything that the butterfly can really hit you with. While in this, the butterfly lands a lot more often, but there's a lot more spells for you to deal with and dodge. So it's a much better fight. Right, have I got the time to kill it? No. One more round should do it. Let's go and finish this thing off, hopefully. Oh, whoa, get out of there. Oh, I thought that was going to go off then. That explosion. So yeah, in my opinion, a much better fight than the original. And the Enchanted Ember is actually up here as well, rather than the Divine Ember, which makes a lot more sense. Makes a lot more sense. So that's the first part of Darkroot done. Now we can go back to the bonfire, and with the Watchtower basement key, we can go pay Havel a visit. 16,000 souls. Yeah, I think we're going to have to level up here, I think. Don't want to let them go to waste. Right, but now that we've got a raw weapon, we don't have to worry about putting points into strength or dex for the time being. So let's just put some points into endurance. Just because I noticed our equip load's getting a bit high. And let's put some into vitality. And then we might look at some attunement and faith as well. So let's see what magic we can put on now. We can put Heal Aid on for the time being. We might as well switch out our crossbow now, because it's not doing much damage. It's a bit of a liability. We can use the torch now, though. It's a good weapon to put a raw gem on, just because its stat bonuses are very low. Anyway, so even if you upgrade it. Old wooden stick with rag wrapped around the top that can be set alight via swinging. The hollows of the depths used them to fend off the rats and man-eating sludge. So yeah, this is a really good weapon for the depths, just to get rid of the slime and the just because it's fire elemental. But how the torch works is you have to swing with it in order to get it to light. Where's our talisman? There we go. So now we've got our first miracle that you can use. Oh, that forest was a bit of a slog. I mean, we didn't even progress very far. I mean, but just because those stone knights were so tough, especially the red ones. I'm probably going to reduce my quick weight when we fight Havel, just because Havel hits like an absolute truck, and even with this armour on, you're not going to be able to defend against a lot of his attacks. So even if we are perfect guard as well. So I'm definitely going to strip off against him. He's definitely the type of enemy that you'll want to avoid his attacks rather than block. And if you're feeling particularly brave, you can try and parry him as well. But yeah, I'm not going to try and do that. Just because one mistake and it's over. So, oh, you want to come down and play? Okay. We better get to a place where it's a bit wider. A very ambitious end. I was hoping to get that item off him then, but I've just accidentally knocked him off the edge. Now, there is a hidden item here. If you look closely, down this ledge. Oh, there's a crystal lizard there too. Perfectly timed plunging attack, and we got him good. Twinkling Titanite's been changed as well. So Twinkling Titanite, there's the longbow. Twinkling Titanite used to be used to upgrade quite special weapons of a. They used to be used for quite special weapons. They have been changed in this game, so you get shards, chunks, and then slabs. So it's very, very easy in the original game just to max out a weapon that takes Twinkling Titanite early. You can get a +5 weapon, and that'll see you through all the way to the end of the game. But in this, you've got shards, chunks, and slabs, exactly the same as the standard Titanite. So it's a bit harder to get a +5 weapon now. I think actually it goes up to +10 in this version. Yeah, I think it goes up to +10 rather than +5. But yeah, we've got ourselves a longbow as well, so definitely got the stats to use it. There's another Black Knight here as well. And this one has a halberd. This is where you'd usually get the Grasscrest shield, but the Grasscrest shield has actually been moved. I think an NPC sells it now, although I can't remember which one does. But you can't get the Grasscrest shield from here anymore, which was definitely the very, very best shield in Dark Souls. And the reason why it was the best shield was because it gave you passive stamina regeneration, so... And it was quite a decent shield anyway, so... Yeah, really, really good. Really, really good shield. Definitely the best one in the whole game. And this knight actually carries one of the very best weapons in the game as well, the Black Knight Halberd. If we can get our hands on it. No. Our greatsword was very effective against that knight. Just thinking, No, we'll go and see Havel first. So there now is the parrying dagger instead. We are going to go that way, but we're not going to do it just yet. We'll go and see Havel first. And then we'll cut through the Valley of the Drakes and then get back to... We'll get back to Firelink Shrine that way. We can take on the Hydra down there. It will shoot. It will shoot magic at us from over here. But haven't got a ring that will... Haven't got the rusted iron ring yet, so we're not really in a position to take it on. I think we have to deal with these golems, I think. Have I aggroed them? I've aggroed one, okay, fine. If we're going to fight Havel, we'll definitely want him out of the way. Oh, Twinkling Titanite Shard. I didn't know we could actually get one of those from those enemies. That's good to know. Might have to go and farm them later. Right, so for Havel, let's strip down a little bit. Yeah, so we're a fast load now. We really don't want him hitting us at all if we can help it, so have all the rock. What you want to do is just try and bait him into an attack. Don't try and hit his shield. To try and roll, run and backstab. Can get a swing in, but just make sure you get out of the way quick. That great hammer he's got there, the Dragon Tooth, it's very, very powerful. Definitely one of the most highest attack ratings for any weapon in the game, so you don't really want to get touched by that if you can help it. Especially at this stage of the game where we're still relatively low level. Right, I need to slow down here because and then Havel's down. Honourable duel. And then just like in the original game, he will drop the Havel's ring. It has been nerfed. It's nowhere near as effective as what it was in the original game. I'm just trying to remember. It does increase your equip load, so you can carry more equipment without being over encumbered. I just know the effect isn't as strong as what it was. Don't think there's any purpose of putting it on because we're not going to be under 50% of our equip load because we've got 38.3. So at the moment, Havel's rings of no use to us, so we might as well just put the Morning Star back on. Right, but let's go back into the garden. Just because we need to go through the Valley of the Drakes. Just because there's an item that we need to get, and it's particularly effective for a faith-based character. Just because I think I'm going to lean into using miracles. I've never done a knight build before, and I've never done a miracle-based build before, so we can probably lean into a bit more of a paladin class. Tends to be a very popular build, the paladin. So we need to come back down here. I don't think there's a bonfire here now. I think they've actually taken the bonfire away. But just when you go through this cave here, usually there is a bonfire here. Yeah, this is where you could find it before. I wonder if they've put that bonfire somewhere else. Let's put the Ring of Sacrifice on here, because I'm just not confident in my ability that we're going to be able to survive going through here without something going wrong. I didn't mention about the Ring of Sacrifice earlier, but yeah, if you do die with it equipped, you won't lose any of your souls, and you'll also keep your humanity as well. There's also something called the Rare Ring of Sacrifice, so if you die and you got the Rare Ring of Sacrifice on, it'll also lift your curse as well. That's one way of lifting your curse. But the Ring of Sacrifice also has another use. If you die and your bloodstain is on the floor where you need to pick up your souls, if you put on the Ring of Sacrifice, it'll actually give you an opportunity to go and pick up your souls a second time. So if you fail to get your souls the first time, if you put on the Ring of Sacrifice, you've actually got another opportunity to do so, to get them. Yeah, hidden item in here, so be sure to pick that up. Ooh, almost got caught by that lightning breath. That would have hurt. Don't think the Drake can follow me up here. Right, but where this undead dragon is, there's a couple of items that we'll need. And I really should strip off here, because we just need to be able to get away quickly. So just be very careful around this dragon. Try not to get too close to his claws, because he will wake up. So you can take that item without waking him up. But the one item that you can't is the item that's on the right, I believe. So the right hand item, as soon as you try and pick that up, which I think is the dragon crest shield, he will wake up. But the item that we want is the Astora straight sword. Right, shall we pick up the other one? Yeah, let's do it. Let's get out of the way quick. Close. He's woken up, that doesn't matter. At least we didn't die. Nor I've died there so many times. You don't want to know. Right, we can't actually go back up to. We need a key to get back up there, and we need to actually just venture into Blighttown just very briefly. So we need to come down here for the time being. There's some quite tough hollow barbarians down here with poison-infused clubs. They are quite challenging. You can parry them. Just see if I can just fight them one at a time. So let's see if we can get a way of just kiting one of them away. Okay, both of them then. That's fine. You can take advantage of the fact that they can hit each other, just like with the knights from earlier. So, damn it, I didn't even think. And yeah, as I made that mistake there, don't underestimate how far their club's range is, because that caught us there. If they do roar, just run up and backstab them. If they start that nonsense. And then that attack, I should have punished him a bit harder there. With that attack there, you can just run up and backstab him again. You can parry them as well, although obviously because they're so big and they hit so hard, it's quite risky. So and if you are lucky, they will drop a large club as well. Really, really good weapon for strength builds. It also comes with innate poison as well. And poison has been buffed in this game, so yeah, the large club has definitely got a buff. Not that it was a bad weapon in the original game, but it's got really, really long range as well, and deceptively long range. Right, so now we've got the key. That was Blighttown back there, and we're going to be visiting there very, very soon. But let's just get back to filing for the time being. The reason why I was quite keen to pick up the Astora straight sword is because the weapon has been heavily buffed. Now, in the original game, the Astora straight sword is renowned for being quite bad, even though it's kind of the weapon that's showcase the most on all the Dark Souls artwork. But in this, in the Age of Sunlight, it is considerably better. And there's a couple of tricks you can actually do with it as well. If you've got a divine infused gem, you can actually make the weapon blessed, and it comes with some other abilities. The weapon gets really interesting if you manage to take it on a divine path. Let's just have a quick look at it for the time being. But it is a much better weapon than it was in the base game, I can assure you of that. So it's got a D in strength and dex, and then a B in dexterity. Note that the faith requirement's slightly higher at 15. Straight sword of an unknown knight, likely a high-ranked knight of the Storer. High-quality weapon with a powerful blessing. Right, while we're here, we might as well go and get the S-stock as well. In the original game, there is actually another Fire Keeper's Soul not too far from here. But in that is no longer there, so we're not going to venture into the ruins because it's a bit pointless. Not until much later. But we got an enchanted ember earlier from the Moonlight Butterfly, and the person that we actually need to give it to is actually down here, Rickard of Vinheim, and he is a blacksmith that caters towards sorcery. So if you're playing in a sorcery related build, he's definitely someone that you want to come and visit, and he's just down here.
Well, this is unusual. You haven't lost your head. And more importantly, you're free. How on earth? Well, I shouldn't pry. I'm Rickett of Vinheim. I was once an established smith, though. Look at me now. Can you believe it?
I don't know how he hasn't gone crazy from being locked up in there with no one to talk to.
What is it? Have you? Oh no. Don't worry. No intention of escape. It's safe here. I can't bear the thought of going.
You know, I think if he tried hard enough, I think he can actually squeeze through those bars.
Not much to occupy myself.
On the right-hand side, I think he's got enough room to actually squeeze through them.
Albeit with rather minimal tools. I'll show you what made me the best in Vinheim.
So yeah, he does sell a little bit of equipment as well. Nothing really for us with our build to really concern ourselves with. However, he has got some spells. Ambush Arrow is a spell that's new, and that's in Dark Souls 3. I think that's a spell that appears behind the enemy and hits them from behind, I think. Let's have a look at its description. Sorcery of the Vinhelm Dragon School, which develops upon Soul Arrow. Fire Soul Arrow from behind targeted foe. This variant can be used to great effect against enemies with shields. However, it cannot travel especially far, and must be cast within range to be effective. And then if you do want a Sorcerer's Catalyst, and you haven't got one, then you can buy one from him. But as you can see, you can infuse your weapons, as long as you've got a crystal titanite gem, into magic weapons. Might as well get him to repair our equipment while we're here.
What is it? There's nothing. We're both cut. Goodbye then. Keep you would.
Right, let's see if he'll accept this ember.
Hey, hang on. That's a sorcery ember, isn't it? Yes, it certainly is. First I've seen since my banishment from Vinland. What do you say, friend? Mind giving that to me? This is no man's land. I'm the only one who could handle it anyway.
Well, hopefully that will help relieve his boredom a little bit.
I won't disappoint you. I'm taskless no longer.
Yeah, how on earth hasn't he turned hollow from being in that cell? Anyway. So now, I think once you've upgraded a magic a magic weapon enough, you can make it enchanted. And
Come back soon. Smithing helps, don't let.
An enchanted weapon is almost exactly the same as divine. The only difference is it scales off sorcery, scales off intelligence rather than faith. But it weakens strength and dexterity scaling, and then boosts an intelligence scaling. And then we've also picked up the S-stock as well. The largest of the thrusting swords can pierce an armoured knight in one thrust. The blade is also sharp, allowing slicing as well. But the weapon isn't very good in close quarters because it's got that wide sweep, similar to the partisan. So the other thrusting swords are better in close quarters. But against crowds, the S-stock is definitely one of the best weapons. And it's also a weapon that also has a cut. Because with thrusting swords, all of their attacks most of the time are exclusively thrusts. So you've got another form of you've got a different type of attack that you can use. So yeah, the S-stock is a favourite of many players. And then somehow we survived Darkroot, and now we're back at Firelink. A bit stronger than when we left. Could get my strength up, and then we can equip the Night Shield. Probably not necessary, but yeah, we'll do it. Why not? YOLO. It's my build anyway, so I just want to have the Night Shield on just because I like how it looks. And as people know who have played these games, fashion is everything. Cool. Yeah, we probably don't need to have Havel's ring on for the moment. We'll just put the wolf ring on. Just for better poise. Actually, we could go and get the recovery ring off Petrus. Let's go and pay him a visit.
Oh, you again? Me? I've become separated from my lady. I've scoured near and far, but no sight of her. Where could she have gone? My lady, to think I swore to protect you with my life.
So he's become separated from his party in the catacombs, and he's made his way back here.
Your Highness, where have you
However,
gone?
there is more to this than meets the eye, as you'll find out a bit later.
Oh, woe is me. I am unworthy, deathly so. Oh.
Anyway, let's get some miracles from him. We can get the Thurland Talisman here, just because the spell bonus is going to be better, so we'll get one of these talismans, just because it is stronger than the base talisman, for a spell bonus. And then we will get the recovery ring as well, just because I'm quite keen to try that. Right, so let's get some miracles. So we'll get Force. He also sells Magic Barrier as well. Magic Barrier actually isn't here in the base game. Such a great miracle for shutting down spellcasters. So yeah, that is here as well. You can Magic Barrier you can't actually get until much later. Here at least at the start of the game, you've got an access to it, which is good. We'll get here, we'll get Magic Barrier, and I think that's it for the moment. Right, let's get this equipped. Reason why the Thurland Talisman is better is just because the spell bonus is 132. And then the Talisman is 106. As your faith goes up, though, the Thurland Talisman becomes less effective, and then other talismans that you'll find actually become more effective. But if we're just delving into faith, then It's probably the best one you can have for low faith. However, if we get more faith, then other talismans become slightly better. Right, I really want to use the winged spear, but we haven't got the dex to use it. We need 15. I don't really want to make it raw because I don't think we're going to be able to find another one for the rest of the playthrough. I think there's only one of its kind. Same with the Morning Star as well. We could use the Partisan, I suppose. We've got the stats to use the Partisan already with 13 strength and 12 dex. The pike would probably make more sense there, just because it's a very, very long spear. And we can buy more of them. So all we have to do is just put a single point into dexterity. So we'll probably do that, actually. Have I got the... As you can see, it's a really, really long spear. And the great thing about using it with a shield is you can actually keep your shield up and then poke with the spear for when you've got your shield up. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll put a point into dex. So now we can use that. And I think that will go well with the greatsword. Faith. Probably need to put a few points into faith. How many for 2 spells? We haven't got enough. Right, so now we can use the pike. And we can always buy another one in case we can do something else with it as well, so... Let's go and pay Andre a visit and let's make this a raw one. And then... let's go back to the Undead Asylum. And then I think we'll just be about ready to take on the depths. Should really make one of my torches raw as well. Should really take advantage of the fact that we've got a fire elemental weapon, so... Yeah, those red phantoms are always good to fight, just because it always gives you a good 1200 souls. In the base game, to actually use the pike, I think you needed 24 strength. So yeah, the requirements to use it are a lot lower. I think the moveset is a little different as well, so if you... Yeah. I think you can do a special running attack with it, so... Yeah, so if you press run and R1, you'll do like a running charge with it. Great if it lands, but obviously if you miss, then you're really, really wide open. So it's good against certain big enemies, just because it will it'll hit them repeatedly with the charge. But I wouldn't recommend you ever use it on another player, just because you're asking to get punished and backstabbed. So
Well, hello again. You seem to be doing all right. Need anything forged?
right, so let's make one of. We're definitely going to make a torch raw, just because then we can actually use it for light, and then we can use it as a weapon. And then we've got to find our pike. Right, and that's all of our raw. That's all of our raw gems used up for the time being until we get some more. Forgot about the broadsword. Need large titanite shards to do that though. We will be doing something with the Astora Straight Sword, but not just yet. Just because we haven't got the faith to use it yet. We need 15 faith. Right, the raw pike. And then we want the torch as well. And then we'll make that +2 as well. Great.
Go and get yourself. Night.
Right, so we've got a bit more versatility now with our weapons. Yeah, with this weapon, for some reason, you can't hold your shield up and then poke. Is this a different class of weapon? Oh, weapon type pike. It's not a spear. So this is a change in the Age of Sunlight. So yeah, you need a spear to be able to hold your shield and then poke with it. What you can actually do is hold the shield up and then you can actually attack with your shield raised. But with pike weapons, you can't do that. That is actually a change from the original game. So we're probably going to have to use it as a two-handed weapon, which is fine. Let's go and give it a test, actually. See how effective it is. Don't think we sat at the bonfire, did we? No, we didn't. That's fine. Right, so let's go back to the Undead Asylum then. Just because we need a few items from there. We can take the Stray Demon on as well, just because we have got, as long as it's like the original game, we have got a weapon that can inflict bleed. So the Morning Star should hopefully do the job against the Stray Demon. Providing they haven't changed the fight, of course. They might have. So I'm probably setting myself up to die there, but oh well. First death has got to come at some point. Where am I going? Was the right way. Yeah, I would have made the wing spear raw if there was another opportunity. We can get another one. There might be, but as I recall, I think there's only one in the game, and I would like to use it later when we've got better stats. So if there was a spare, I would have made another one raw, but. Right, I've got a few more items we can give to Snuggly as well, so we'll see what we can pick up from the crow while we're here as well. Now, these hollows, they're a lot more aggressive than what they were earlier on when you were first at the asylum, so the pike is actually a really good weapon to deal with them. Just because you can use its massive range to keep them away. When they rush towards you with that torch, it's actually quite a dangerous attack. Oh, you're dropping torches now. You weren't dropping them earlier, were you cheap bastards? Right, so I know we can give... There's a couple of things we can give. I think the egg vermifuge you can give, I think as mentioned earlier, unless they've changed that. Rubbish I know we can definitely give, so we'll drop some rubbish. If you've got a pendant, you can actually trade that for a Firekeeper's Soul. But I'm not sure where you can find the pendant. It's pretty... it's actually a pretty useless item. It was actually a starting gift in the original Dark Souls, the pendant, but there were so many players that were convinced that it actually did something. But actually didn't do anything at all. But in Age of Sunlight, it does have a use in the fact that you can trade it for a Firekeeper's Soul, so it's not completely useless. And if you're playing a hollow build, you actually start off with the pendant, so you can trade one off and get a Estus Flask +1 right at the start of the game. Right, let's try Vermifuge. Because I think in the original you can get an item dropping one of them. A bulbous fruit. That's new. I have no idea what that is. Parasite-infested red fruit given to servants of chaos. Consumed to become host to parasite. The parasite will siphon a portion of souls that are absorbed from fallen foes as nourishment. It will also greatly increase vulnerability to fire. Should this not dissuade, the egg will at the very least grant resistances to poison and immunity to disease, so we can eat one of them to bestow a parasite onto us. Once again, that's a brand new item, so yeah, how interesting is that? We can drop some humanity off to give her another ring of sacrifice. I'm not going to do that though. Yeah, I think that'll do for the time being. I really need to check what items. I imagine there's an item chart somewhere of what items you can give to Snuggly in the Age of Sunlight mod. But we won't worry about that for the time being. Let's venture back into the asylum. Careful not to walk across the floor, just because that will take us down to the stray demon, and we don't want to go down there just yet. So let's do a bit more exploring first. There are quite a few Black Knights here now, so be warned. It's that parry. Ooh, Black Knight sword. Lucky us. That's a rare drop. I don't think we're going to have the stats to wield it, though. So, yes, required stats. Strength 20 and Dex 18. Great sword of the Black Knights who wandered Lordran. Used to face Chaos Demons. The large motion that puts the weight of the body into the attack reflects the great size of their adversaries long ago. So yeah, Black Knight weapons are very, very valuable. They've also got quite an interesting moveset as well. So if you get quite a lot of Black Knight weapons, you'll, as I said, you'll get quite intricate movesets with them as opposed to other weapons within the class. I know the Halberd has quite an exotic moveset, and I think the Great Axe does as well. Unfortunately, Oscar has become a hollow, so we will need to deal with him as well. That hurt. Yeah, we shouldn't underestimate him here. Ouch. Oscar, you're a badass. Oh my goodness. We took each other out. Oh god, am I going to be able to pick up his shield now? You know, that's the first time I've ever been taken out by Oscar. Oh wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, if that was going to be a good first death, then I think that I don't think I'd rather it had been anything else. I don't believe it. Damn, I hope I'm going to be able to pick up the crest shield now. Oh, that's the first time I've ever died to Oscar. But yeah, those are particularly that two-handed R2. They just did so much damage. Anyway, we I didn't expect that we weren't going to do a deathless run in this playthrough, so we had to die at some point. This is Dark Souls after all, and death in these games means having to learn from your mistakes. So I underestimated him there and paid the price. So something to learn from. But I think that goes to show just how much stronger, as I mentioned earlier, that the Astora Straight Sword is. It's much, much stronger in this mod than it is in the base game. And I think Oscar has his about +8 or something. So in the original anyway, it's what's interesting about his weapon is it's impossible to get a weapon to +8, but for some reason his straight sword in the original is +8, and it's impossible to get it to that high. But it would be interesting to see if it's still actually the same for the mod. But yeah, he bloody took me out, mate. Probably should have stuck with the pike rather than the great sword, but it doesn't matter now. I just hope that we're able to pick up his shield. Have we missed our opportunity to get the Gress shield? I think we have. Ah, there it is. Thank goodness for that. least the game's been a little bit fair anyway. Shield of a nameless knight, likely a high-ranked knight of Astora. One of the enchanted blue shields, the crest shield greatly reduces magic damage. So yeah, that would have been quite handy against the Moonlight Butterfly, but we still managed to beat it nonetheless. Right, so we need to come up here just because... Whoa! Oh, what a dodge. Clutch. From epic fail to epic win. Anyway, as I was saying, we need to come up here to get the rusted iron ring. Just because it will make traversing through swamps a lot easier. I think the I think the ring actually has been slightly buffed. I don't know why I'm thinking that, because I think when I've read the item description before, I think it does just more than just enhances your footing in those types of areas. I think there's actually there's more that it does as well. There's only 2 areas of the game where really it's any useful in the original, so it would make sense if they want to make it a bit more versatile in this version of the game. Go on, should we try the running R1 on him? Go on. As you can see, it hits repeatedly. If you can land it, if there's so much as even sidestep to the left or right, it's going to miss. So let's have a look at the rusted iron ring. This iron ring was used to shackle the guilty. It is terribly rusted and faintly stained with blood. Those who find this strange ring to their liking will be pleased to find it breaks any effort that would hinder one's movement. This includes terrain such as swamps. So, yeah, it's exactly the same. For some reason, I was thinking that it was slightly better. We haven't equipped the recovery ring either, which we should have done earlier, really, but it doesn't matter. Just so we can get a little bit more out of our Estus flasks and miracles. Right, there's one more place we need to visit before we go and meet our friend the stray demon, so we'll need to come down here. There's another Black Knight down here, so just be wary. Have after you, Sir Knight. And then remember to pick up the peculiar doll, because we need that to access the painted world of Ariamis a little bit later. Just as like in the original game. Right, let's switch out the pike here and let's get the Morning Star on. In fact, let's see if we can just lighten our load a little bit. Just so we can get around the demon a little bit better. This all hinges on the fact, though, of course, if bleed actually works on the demon. I'm not sure if it does. If it doesn't, we're a little bit screwed. So we need to reduce our weapon. We need to reduce our equip load by about 4. Probably go for a lighter shield here. Well, we don't need to block. Yeah, that's better. So at least now we're medium weight rather than heavy. Just so we can get around the boss a bit easier. Anything else that can help us? Could see if poison works on it, I suppose. That would help, just to whittle it down. I'm kind of going into this blind, so wish me luck. I'm just hoping that bleed works. Ooh, that's a new attack. Ouch. This isn't going very well. Need to get some bleeds in it. Well, that's a new ability. I wonder what he's done there. That looks like flash sweat, actually. Has he made himself immune to fire? Whoa, what was that? Oh, what just hit me? Well, it came from underneath me. Ah. Yeah, I really need to remember to sit at the bonfire. What about the asylum? So that's death number 2. The floodgates have opened now. Thing is, we're committed now. We've got to go back and get all of our souls. So we're committed to fighting the boss now, really. So. Wonder if magic barrier. I don't think we got the faith to use it. No, we don't. We need 14 faith. Come on. Yeah, we're gonna have to watch out for that attack that sends pillars through the earth. Oh, I've just realised it's using earth pyromancy. It's once again, stuff that's in Dark Souls 3. That explains why you use flash sweat mid fight. It looked like flash sweat anyway. Using some foreign pyromancies. Right, let's go and sit at the bonfire, because we don't have to do that embarrassing run back twice. Right. We didn't really use that poison pine resin well last time. We don't need the shield. Could take the helmet off. That's better. Nah, it's too heavy. Okay, we'll keep the helmet off. At least we got a shield. I suppose it's better. It's a bit reckless, probably me not thinking that we don't need to use a shield for this. But we have got medium rolls, so Havel's ring flourishing. Whoa, okay. Didn't see you. Probably attracted the other hollows now. Yeah. Oh, where did you come from? Right, well, we're going to have to use our miracle now. Can we actually... Yeah, we can still have a talisman equipped as well, which is good. So we've still got access to another form of healing. I didn't think I'd have the equipped weight to do that. Anyway, let's go. Nah, I think we've got everything. Let's go. Let's try this again. Yeah, it's that attack there, where he shoots pillars from underneath the earth. That's the attack we need to watch out for. Well, hopefully we can get some decent bleed on him this time. He's definitely susceptible to bleed, but in the original he was far more vulnerable to bleed. I mean, literally 3 hits and he'd bleed out. But this stray demon, yeah, it definitely takes a bit longer to bleed. Right, this is the attack. We need to get out of the way of this. Whoa! I didn't see that coming. Yeah, I think that does more than just flash sweat. I think that increases his defenses as well because oh, it's wore off. Yeah, that actually increases his defenses as well. Because our attacks were doing absolutely nothing there. Oh, there's the bleed. Oh, here comes that attack again. I have to say, I really like these new boss changes. Definitely makes the stray demon feel more unique to the other demons like this that you have to fight. I wonder what the demon fire sage is going to be like later, but I really like this. Like the earth elemental attacks that it uses. Just a little bit more. I had to rely on bleed a little bit in this fight, but yeah, there we go. Fall to me, demon. Well, that was a little bit of a test. Ooh, Executioner's Great Sword. Nice. Not what I was expecting, because usually here you get a Titanite slab from here. Let's just load up. We'll have a quick read of that in a second. Let's just load back with our usual weapons. Yeah, let's have a quick read of this. This is a brand new weapon. This isn't in the base game. The Executioner's Great Sword, I believe, is in Dark Souls 3 again. And I think it's in Dark Souls 2 as well. Old worn greatsword used by the executioner of a foreign land. This sword was imbued with a faded blessing and restores a slight amount of HP with each fallen foe. So it takes 19 strength, 11 dexterity, slightly more orientated towards strength. Nice. I think we'll use that a little bit later if we've got some resources to spare. Yeah, but those earth attacks, yeah, they caught me off guard. To start with, anyway. Oh, hello. Right, let's reverse hollow myself. Let's get rid of a few more weapons that we don't need. Right, let's go. Let's see where we can level up, actually. Well, 2 attunement, we can get 2 spells. One more point into Dex, we can use the Wing Spear. To be honest, I'm quite tempted to use the Wing Spear over the Pike. The Pike's really good, but I think the fact that we can use a spear and a shield at the same time, I think, and obviously the fact that it's got bleed on as well, I think might be better for us. I think I'm going to make it raw. I don't care about the fact that we can probably only get 1. We'll make it raw. The Pike's okay, but I think the Wing Spear is better. So as I said earlier, you can hold your shield up. God, that red phantom is a right creep, isn't he? He's lurking round corners, and now he's watching me at the bonfire. Go away, mate. I was talking. Anyway, as you can see, you can hold your shield up and poke at the same time. So we forgot to equip a second spell. We'll do that in a second. I was hoping to jump then. Oh well. Let's get Force equipped. Probably have heal now as well, as rather than yeah, we've got the faith to use it. Let's go and quickly see Andre. Sorry, a bit repetitive, I know, but I really need to buy a smithing box and probably go and get one from him, actually. Just so it means I don't have to keep revisiting him in order to keep upgrading my weapons. And then we'll venture into the depths. Just hope I have enough raw gems. I don't think I do, actually. I think I might have used all of them up. I didn't block that one. Oh, tower shield, nice. Definitely a shield that we'll want to be equipping a bit later. 25 strength in order to wield it. Metal Great Shield, used by the Knights of Berenike, known for their heavy armour. This thick plate of iron is heavily defensive but ultra heavy. Yeah, it's only got 81 physical absorption, which is weird for a Great Shield. But it's got really good defense for fire, lightning, and then stability as well, so... Yeah, when we've got the stats to wield it a bit later, that's a good option. I think what we'll probably do is just make the... mind you, it's a dexterity-based weapon, isn't it, the winged spear? If we upgrade it normally, it's going to scale with dex. Yeah, we've made a bit of a mistake here, I think. Well, I've made a bit of a mistake. Yeah, I would have taken it up to 110. I forgot about divine. We can make a weapon divine. Now, with the Astora straight sword, there is actually a little secret to it. If you actually make in Age of Sunlight, you can actually make weapons that are normally get upgraded by Twinkling Titanite. You can actually infuse them. This is something you couldn't do in the base game. But the Astora straight sword, if you actually make it a divine weapon, it becomes the Blessed Astora straight sword. And what actually happens is, I will get it later. I won't get it now. But it actually acts as a talisman. You can actually cast spells using the sword, and it will actually restore your HP slowly over time, so it becomes a very, very valuable weapon indeed. If you bless it with a divine gem. But I don't think we've got the faith to use it yet, so we won't use it just yet. We'll stick with the pike, I think, for the moment, just because we I think we made our choice when we decided to use the raw gem, didn't we? So we'll stick with the pike for the moment. Right. Actually, no, let's go... Can we upgrade our armour? Yes, we can, without using any large Titanite shards. Large Titanite shards we need to save up. I forgot we can actually reinforce talisman as well. 139. Could upgrade my shield as well. Right, I think we're ready to dive into the depths now, so off we go. Sorry about the how long it's taken. But we're on our way now. Ah, interrupting our duel. How very dishonest of you, Mr. Knight. Don't tell me you got another Estus flask. No, you don't. Okay, good. Oh, great. Oh, wow. Okay, right. Well, you know where I'm going. What a find that was. Right, I take it back, Knight. I don't regret you interrupting our duel. Not at all. Thank you very much. Which means we can go and get our winged spear and make it raw. God, talk about a good bit of luck, eh? The pike's not a bad weapon at all. As demonstrated in that fight, it's actually really good. But I think the winged spear would just be slightly better for us. I'm sure we'll find a use for the pike a bit later. Right, let's infuse this lovely spear here. And then let's reinforce the weapon. We'll need some large titanite shards though. In fact, let's purchase the smith box from Andre, because we're going to need that. If you notice, the Crest of Artorias, the required souls is a lot lower in this. It used to be 20,000 in the original. Now it's 10,000.
Don't get yourself nice.
We'll be going there a little bit later, but let's go down into the depths to start with. Right, that's better. Now I feel a little bit more complete now. Our build does, so we'll think we're just about ready. What are the odds, eh, that we got that raw gem, eh? Anyway, we're finally going to the depths. Just need to find a decent place to farm for large titanite shards now. I wonder if the counter feature still carries over. Because if you poke an enemy with a spear when they're mid-attack, in the original game, you'll actually do more damage with it. I think it's 40% higher. And I think fire spells have the same effect as well. So if you interrupt an enemy with a fire attack, well, if they're mid-animation and you use a fire attack or a spear attack, they'll actually take more damage. Probably use our torch here as well, just because we have invested in that as well. So we'll We'll get our torch on as well. Should have enough moss, so we won't bother spending anything. Yeah, torch does decent damage. Now I think Lord Trek gave us the sewer chamber key earlier, so we can get to the bonfire quite early. Right, so just trying to think which way is probably best to go. We'll take the shortcut way, the secret way in. So if we come over here behind where the butcher was cutting her meat, you notice there's a little hole here. If we fall down this hole, we'll come into here. Oh, rats. Yeah, good job I brought the wing spear down here just to get the extra bleed on these rats. And then we got to deal with Rat Mama down there. But before we go down there, let's come over here and grab this item. Spider Shield. The Spider Shield is good for resistance against poison and disease, I believe, so it's a really, really good shield just for this area of the game with the depths and with Blighttown coming up. Right, I'm just checking to see if there's any. I think it's just me and that rat down there. Just don't want any more of his minions to come out. Let's see if we can buff our weapon here, just so we can get a bit more damage on it. Oh, that was terrible, terrible. I was attempting to do a leap there rather than a roll. Goodness, even with the raw wing spear +1, it made quick work of that that rat. Firekeeper Skull Soul, nice. So we can get our Estus Flask up to +2. We can go that way, but we'll go this way to start with, just so we can unlock the sewer chamber where there's a bonfire. So when you want to come down this slope, you want to stick to the left. And you might want to be careful here because we're about to be invaded. So you might want to clear these enemies out fast, because Dark Wraith Kirk is coming. So want to make sure you clear out a lot of these enemies. Kirk does appear in the original game, just like in the original Dark Souls. He always has a habit of invading in really bad spots, so yeah, such as here, for example. There he is. And just like in the original game, he's a bit of a pushover. When you first encounter him anyway. He will get stronger as we encounter him later on in the game, There's 3 times you'll encounter him, and if you manage to beat him all 3 times, you will get his armor set. But if you are lucky, you will get parts of his weapons and his. If you're lucky, you might get his weapon and his shield, which is what we've got there, which is the barbed straight sword. 10 strength and 10 dexterity to wield. The choice weapon of the infamous Darkwraith Kirk, also known as the Knight of Thorns, for the gnarly spikes on his favourite weapon. The sharp spikes of this frightful sword cause heavy bleeding. Might be a good weapon to pair with the winged spear. I mean, we've got the Morning Star, the winged spear, and the barbed straight sword that all inflict bleeding, so we could use the barbed straight sword. I think we'll stick with the bastard sword, I think. Now, those slimes on the roof are a good place to farm large titanite shards, and we're going to need large titanite shards if we're going to improve our weapons and armour any further. We've got to that point now where we really need large titanite shards over smaller ones, so let's see if we can do a little bit of farming then. We've got our torch for this as well, with a fire elemental weapon. The slimes are weak against fire, but they're very resistant against standard weapons, so spears and... Sorry, spears. Fire magic. Fire and magic are effective against them, but any form of normal damage, they're highly resistant against. You can use a fire elemental... if you use a fire elemental weapon, however, that's different, but... and we're going to use the torch to... we're going to use the torch on these guys. Oh, careful. Almost got the jump on me then. Right, so that's increased our item discovery rate. And as you can see, the torch will make very quick work of them. If you're lucky, they will drop a large titanite shard. It's a bit of a rare drop from them, but failing that, we have got the leeches down in Blighttown, and they're a pretty good source of large titanite shards as well. So if you can't get any here, don't worry about it too much. But if you're really that desperate for some, you can get some here with a bit of luck. Right, so let's go and explore the sewers then. That's the way we came up, but if we want to go into the sewers proper, we need to come this way. I don't think we got any fire bombs, have we? No. Oh yeah, we do. Some black fire bombs that we didn't use earlier. Just because there was a group of rats over there. And a couple of well-tossed fire bombs. Makes it easy to deal with. I love that charging spear attack. And then there's the Great Axe. The Great Axe is one of my favourite weapons in the original Demon Souls. Did an entire build with the Barbarian using the Great Axe. It's one of my favourite weapons. I do like it in this game as well. However, it is incredibly slow. But it hits like an absolute train. I mean, more than a truck, a train. If you can get an accurate hit off with it. Not the best weapon in multiplayer, but yeah, this winged spear is putting in some work. Right, it's important we need to come through the sewers first because we need to deal with a channeler here. Through this mist door here. Now, this channeler will actually buff the boss of this area, which is the Gaping Dragon. So we need to deal with him as an absolute priority. Last thing we want is him actually buffing the boss. And when he does that chant there, that's when he's actually enhanced all the enemies in the area. And you'll know when an enemy's enhanced because you'll see a faint blue aura around them. He can also buff himself as well, so just be careful when you go into melee range with him. So yeah, these rats have now been buffed, so we have to be super careful. I mean, they're quite dangerous anyway, but they're even more dangerous now. Ooh. Careful. We are poisoned as well. We need to clear these guys up quick. Yeah, poison has been buffed in Age of Sunlight as well. It's a lot more devastating. Well, it's a lot more debilitating than what it was in the original version. Toxic has been done away with, but poison has been buffed as a result. Right. There is a crystal lizard there, but I know in those boxes there's some rats that's going to jump out of this. So we're going to have to run headlong into danger here to get this crystal lizard. We're probably going to get poisoned again here. Oh, we got another raw gem, great. Large titanite shard. How many have we got actually now? 3. I think we need 4 to get our weapon to +3, I think, with our raw weapons. I think we can get the wing spear to +2 now, but the bastard sword is really the workhorse of this build, so is he going to fall? Yeah, watch that hole there. Right, we're back here again, but we're going to go a different way this time. We're actually going to just fall straight into the sewer below. So, last time I said head to the left and go down the slope, but this time we're just going to drop straight in. And then we're going to encounter a different enemy. It's a little bit more deadlier than rats. Basilisks. Now, basilisks will spread curse. The higher your humanity, the more resistance that you have towards the curse condition. Don't let so many of them surround you, because if they do, then you'll be cursed very, very quickly. And as you can see, that is our curse gauge. And I think that's definitely been that has definitely been buffed in the Age of Sunlight, because if you've got about 17 humanity in the base game, you've actually got quite high resistance to curse, but with that, we've not so. So you still want to be careful. If you went to go and see Oswald earlier of Kareem in the tower, make sure you purchase some purging stones as well. Just if you do get cursed, it's not the end of the world. Curse is an absolutely horrible status effect to get, and being down here, if you get it, it's one of the worst situations to be in. Just because you've got to find your way out of the sewer, go through a gauntlet of enemies, and then find a way of treating your condition. So it's yeah. So basilisks, they're not particularly tough to kill. They're quite deadly in groups, but just don't let them get their mist off, because that's what makes them truly dangerous. Right, there is an item here. Make sure you do a jump here by sprinting and then double tapping circle if you're on PlayStation, B if you're on Xbox. I think you can change the control, I think, in the Age of Sunlight. I think you can map it to the L3 button if it's too awkward. Got the plunging attack. Basilisks will drop Eyes of Death. And Eyes of Death are actually a Covenant item for the Gravelord Covenant. So if you're in the Gravelord Covenant, Basilisks are a really good enemy to farm if you want to progress in the Covenant. Right, we've got ourselves an accessory here, the Ring of the Evil Eye. According to legend, this ring contains the spirit of the Evil Eye, a dark beast which assaulted Astora. The strength of the Evil Eye does not waver, and HP is absorbed from fallen enemies. And then what we've also found is a brand new spell as well. 22 intelligence in order to cast Soul Orb. Uncommon sorcery. Fire slow-moving Soul Orb that tracks foes. The created orb deals high damage and can pursue enemies for a long duration before dissipating, but it is very slow and easy to outrun. That is the same spell that the Moonlight Butterfly casted on us earlier. And it was very, very slow, but the last thing you want is to get caught by it, because it will one-shot you. And then we're almost through the sewers. We've got to backtrack the way we came now. And then we need to come this way. Might be some more giant rats down here, so just be careful. Yep. But as you can see with dual wielding, it's really easy to kind of chain attacks together now with the update, and I really, really like it. So if you are interested in doing a dual wielding build in Dark Souls Age of Sunlight, it's entirely possible. One of my favourite is dual daggers, just because they attack so damn quickly. So if you've got the right rings equipped, it's really, really devastating. I think we can purchase an infinite amount of gold pine resins from Dormer up there. He's a merchant. But before, in the original game, there isn't actually a place where you can permanently buy gold pine resins. You can farm them off the giant mushrooms for quite a high drop rate, but Domhnall will actually sell them indefinitely, so he's a more valuable merchant than ever.
Aye, and good day to you. I'm Donald of Zenith. I'm just a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
He's got some crystal pine resins. Sorry, not gold pine resins, crystal pine resins. He's still got his crystal swords from the original. You can't upgrade these, however, they're very, very not. You can't repair them, and their durability is very low. But in terms of base power, they're very, very strong. So they're good to have in a pinch. I think our weapons are. I think are on par with that, so I think we're okay. His armor set is still here, although his armor set, interestingly, has actually got some buffs. So The Helmet of the Wise actually reveals more messages. The Sarasa the Glorious boosts equipment durability all round. The Gauntlets of the Vanquisher, they'll actually very slightly boost the amount of souls that you get from your fallen adversaries. And then, probably the most useful of all, is the Boots of the Explorer, allowing for walking over pressure plates without setting them off. Which is, yeah, very powerful. The inability to not set off traps. But there's also another item here as well. And this item actually isn't in the original. This is another ring that's exclusive to the Age of Sunlight. Lloyd's Shield Ring. Ring given to Cleric Knights of the Way of White. Depicts All-Father Lloyd's Shield of Casts. Boosts defense when HP is full. The worship of Lloyd is common in the Way of the White, but the clerics of Kareem strongly assert that Lloyd is a derivative fraud, and that the All-Father title is self-proclaimed.
Thank you. That was a fine trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon. And we'll make another fine trade, of course.
So yeah, the shield ring might be useful for our build, certainly. Especially being a knight, it's kind of tailored around defense, so just thinking, should we go back to the bonfire? Yeah, we'll go back to the bonfire. Just because we might be able to get our weapons up another rank now that we've got a few more large titanite shards. So we need 5 to get ours to +3. However, we can get the raw wing spear up to +2, so we'll do that. We have got a Firekeeper's Soul, but I think we'll be okay. Just because we have got the recovery ring on as well, so our Estus Flasks will actually do decent recovery. We have got a boss coming up very, very shortly. Might take... No, we'll keep the torch on for the minute. Just because we've got some slime enemies we need to make our way through down here. But this is where the torch really comes in handy, when you've got enemies that are resistant to your physical attacks and then weak to fire. It just baffles me that it was never actually a weapon in the base game. It was Dark Souls 2 that actually introduced the torch. Well, not even as a weapon, it was just as an item. Oh no. Giant rats, please don't see me. Please don't see me. Ah, they see me. Okay. On guard. Can we get some pine? We might get some pine resins actually, just because it might help us against the Gaping Dragon, just to increase our DPS.
Thank you. I have...
Yeah, we'll get a few. Right, now we can equip our talisman. Now that we've gone through the slime and the rats. Now we have got Solaire again for this battle, but we can also summon Lautrec as well. You always want to be careful how many people you summon for the boss, because if you actually summon more help, the boss will actually become stronger. Right, let's give this a try actually. Let's see what magic does to the slime. No, okay, not something too dramatic. Looks cool though. There's the heavy crossbow. But anyway, as I was saying, the more summons you have when dealing with a boss, the more powerful the boss becomes. It has higher HP, I think, and higher attack power as well. So you might just want to be careful how many you bring. I am going to bring both of them, particularly Solaire, just because it will give us a, if he survives, he'll give us a Sunlight Medal, which will be handy for joining the Warriors of Sunlight. And plus, it's Solaire. I mean, come on, guy's awesome. And then we'll bring Lautrec as well. Our trio of knights. Right then, I think we're just about ready. Might get some moss fruit on as well, actually. Just think of just to increase our defense a little bit. Right, let's go get him. And that horrendous looking creature is the Gaping Dragon. Thankfully we dealt with the Channeler earlier, so we haven't got to worry about this boss being any stronger than what he needs to be. Try and cut off the tail. If you cut off the tail, he will drop an item. As so. The dragon isn't particularly hard to get around, but he does hit hard, so try and keep your distance and just kind of just use hit and run tactics. Well, we hate that. Not following my own advice. When he does that attack, where he spews kind of the slime on the floor, what that'll actually do is that'll wreck your equipment, that'll break your equipment if you're not careful. So if you've got so many repair powders on hand, just to emergency heal your equipment, you don't really want to fight this thing with a broken sword. And we're whittling his HP down really nicely here. I thought with the three of us, he'll have a lot more. He'll have a lot more HP, but we're whittling it down quite nicely. finish him off. He's gone. Well, that was a lot easier than what I thought it would be. Thanks, boys. Got a load of items there. Got the key to Blighttown, which is where we're going to be heading shortly. We've got the soul of the gaping dragon, which we can use to create a boss weapon. I think it's the same weapon as the one we cut off his tail, so you can actually get 2 Dragon King Great Axes. And then we've also got Sunlight Medal too. And over here is actually what the set that the warrior starts with. Actually, tell a lie, the soldier. It's the soldier in this version of the game. It wasn't a very good piece of armour in the original. Reason being is because it didn't have any poise apart from the helmet. And if you're going to be a melee class, having no poise is not a good idea, particularly not in Dark Souls 1. The higher your poise, the more resistance you have of getting staggered to enemy attacks. So the better poise, more poise you have, the better. And yeah, it's one of the worst sets in the game, unfortunately, for how heavy it is, for how little poise that you get. So yeah, it's not very good. Right, but I think we've almost come to the end of part 2. I will leave Blighttown, the delightful area that is Blighttown, for the next episode, I think. And then we'll see what hell awaits us in the next episode. But once again, if you have joined me, if you have stayed with me for this far, thank you very much for going on this journey with me, and also for watching. But until then, look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you all hopefully next time. All the best.